People ask Reddit, what's the worst date you ever had? Well, I gave this answer on a different topic, but it ties in with this. We were out on a date, we had been seeing each other for a while, close to a year maybe. She gets a phone call. Suddenly she looks destroyed. Her fiancé had just died in a motorcycle accident. How do you even react in that situation? Losing 2 guys in one night. You've got some bad luck. That's okay, I still have a couple more. Phone rings again. Oh no. I'm sorry, wait no, duck you? Man, but that sucks, are you okay? Wait, but, seriously? What? That's it precisely. I didn't get mad, we both knew where she needed to be, but I wasn't sticking around. Got set up on a blind date once between mutual friends. She shows up to the restaurant already a little tipsy, orders multiple appetizers and only takes like 1 or 2 bites from each one. Then she proceeds to order 3 or 4 more drinks and is visibly drunk at this point. She gets up and says she's going to the bathroom and staggers off. About 15 to 20 minutes go by, so I try to call her several times but no answer. Finally I decide to pay the check and just leave. About 2 hours later I'm sitting at home and I get a call from an unknown number. It's the police department. She was picked up on a DUI on her way home after she ditched me and gave the cops my number to see if I could go bail her out. That is a bold move. How hard did you laugh at that? I was blown away. I just said I don't know anybody by that name. Came out from a movie, late at night, and date's Camaro was stolen. Apparently, he called his wife, that I did not know he had, and let her know where he was and what happened. She showed up and realized he was on a date. She started chasing me around the parking lot telling me she was going to kill me. Saved by the cops who showed up just in time to take the auto theft report. Never understood that. Why do people get mad at the person who isn't there so when their so is the one stepping out on them? Simply because it's easier to hate someone you don't know. Seriously, unless it's someone that already knows the people and is very in the know on the cheating, leave that poor person alone. Yes, and this is exactly what happened to me. Dated my high school sweetheart for about 10 years, so everyone in our circle of friends knew that we were dating. When I found out he was cheating on me with a mutual friend, I not only broke up with him but cussed her out. So many people called me an a-hole for cussing her out too, but she knew we were dating. That's what gets me so upset about that situation. My wife wanted to plan our 13th wedding anniversary. I was excited because usually I plan it. She bought us some new disc golf discs and after a quick supper we went to play. We hadn't played in forever. We were laughing and I had a great time. She served me with divorce papers and told me the date was a test to see if she still had feelings for me. I also learned that she was having an affair that started well before our anniversary. Fucking hell. I felt like I just whammed with a steel crowbar after seeing the second paragraph. She can go fuck herself, mate. I felt like I just got served papers. Sometimes in life the trash takes itself out. Man. That's cold. The test was a lie. She did that for herself to internally validate her infidelity. That's what my therapist said. Met a girl through a dating site and we agreed to meet up for dinner. I learned very quickly that this girl had absolutely no sense of humor whatsoever. I don't even think she cracked a smile the entire night. The date just got more and more painful as the night went on. At one point, we were talking about online dating. She told me about a friend of hers that went out on a first date with a guy online. She said this crazy guy fell absolutely in love with her friend and said he wanted to marry her. So I said, oh, well, I guess I shouldn't have picked up this engagement ring on the way here, then. She just stared at me blankly and said that's not funny. Yes, it is. Duck you. I think it was funny too. I remember when I was dating my wife, she told me on several occasions guys would tell her I love you on the first date. They never got a second date. My response was I don't love you, yet we have been married 31 years. Brilliant move. Always include a yet with things like this. Best to cover your ass, haha. You don't have herpes, yet. Am I doing it right? Edit, lol, yes, I said I love you. If I remember, it was after 3 months of dating. But that was a long time ago. I was brought up in Poland by Polish parents, university professors, went to a Polish school, Polish university, etc. Then I had a date with an American man whose grandmother was Polish. He grilled me on the language and criticized my pronunciation and corrected my grammar. This from a guy whose Polish vocabulary was maybe 100 words. He told me I speak like a peasant. I, too, am Polish, live in America. Said something in Polish in a class once. A Russian classmate told me, completely seriously, that my pronunciation was horrible. Yeah. I know. That's because I'm not speaking Russian. Look here, Americans, this is a perfect example of Slavic languages in action. It's also why much of Eastern Europe hates each other's guts. Our languages are almost all close enough to be understood by each other, but different enough for the other person to sound like mentally deficient. Edit, if you find this interesting you should look up the history of Esperanto. I'm Russian. Whenever I listen to Polish, Ukrainian, Bulgarian, etc. I feel like I'm having a stroke because all the sounds are the same, they're just arranged in ways that don't make sense. Same with the written language. Not necessarily a date, but a person I was dating invited me to his parents' house for the afternoon. He wanted to introduce me to them and show me the house he grew up in. I thought it was super sweet and had no problems going. He was also in the middle of moving and needed to pick up a few things, so it really didn't seem that unusual. Yeah, we got there and it was awful. His entire family was there. They traveled from hours away too. This was not just meeting the parents, it was meeting the entire family. Even worse. At some point, this jackass told his parents that he had proposed. We had been dating 2 months. I spent the entire afternoon dumbfounded and just playing along. We were 2 hours from home and I had no cell service, no way to leave at all. We ended up spending the afternoon brainstorming wedding ideas and planning an Alaskan honeymoon that his parents planned to gift us. His brother even called to say congratulations. We drove back to his apartment in silence. When we got there, I got in my car and left, didn't even bother grabbing my stuff. Weirdest experience ever. I have no idea how he broke it to his parents that we weren't getting married. He literally tried to strong-arm you into marrying him. I know a guy who got into the same situation. He was never the same person after marrying her. Yeah, I don't know how he expected that situation to pan out. I saw him at a friend's wedding a few years later and really wish I'd asked him about it. He had to have known that wasn't going to fly. It was a double date. She was more interested talking to the other girl throughout the whole thing. Found out later from the other guy that his girl cheated on him with my date. Wow. That was a twist ending I didn't see coming. Happens to me quite often back in college, actually. A lot of girls I tried to date back then always found themselves to be gay for some reason. This happened to a buddy of mine in high school. He dated 3 girls in a row who came out as lesbian right after breaking up with him. Dude's last name happened to be Turner. Poor guy got teased quite a bit for that. Thank you for listening to another B-Town Reddit Stories episode. Hit the subscribe button and check out our channel for more stories. Let us know your opinion about this topic in the comments.